Hey everyone, this is Angela Jackson. I'm excited to be with you guys today. As promised, I wanted to go live today. I wanted to talk. Okay, there's my ring light. So when everything goes wrong, keep moving. That's one of the things I'm learning in this season of my life. So I wanted to go live because I wanted to talk about the benefits of life insurance. One of the things that I have learned is that it is so critical to have it. There's been so much going on in the world. For me, I think the wake up call was during the pandemic when a lot of people were passing at alarming rates and they weren't covered. And it left families not only grieving the loss of their loved one, but it also left them with the grief of uncertainty as they were trying to figure out a way to properly bury their loved ones. It was a difficult thing to watch. I'm grateful that during that time, my dad also passed, not from COVID, but during that season. It was a very difficult time, and I am blessed that he had everything in place so that he was properly protected. So we had an opportunity as a family to grieve his loss without the worry and concern of how we were going to bury him and how we were going to take care of those expenses. Um, the funeral costs are increasing at an alarming rate. It's costing at least $10,000 to bury your loved ones, and that doesn't even include the plot. So, in addition to funeral costs, which includes your casket or your urn, those equipments or merchandise that are needed to actually bury your loved ones, you also have to pay the expense of the service, the expense of having the funeral home take care of your loved ones and the opening and closing of the casket. One of the biggest expenses is the burial plot. So you have to pay the cemetery as well, and those costs could cost you upwards at about $15,000. And a lot of people um, do not have that. And so what I wanted to do was just to come on live just to give a quick presentation um, on what we can do, why we need life insurance, and what we can do to ensure that we are properly protected and that our family have the ability to grieve our loss without the burden of trying to figure out how to bury us and then trying to figure out how to live separate that income because there is also an income loss. So when one passes, sometimes the family is left with the burden of trying to figure out how they're going to live. If they're able to continue life as they knew it before you passed on, will they be able to keep the home that they lived in for so many years? Because those expenses carry on even in our presence. And so you want to make sure that not only are your funeral expenses covered, but also that your family is safe and protected after you pass on. So I want to share, let me see here, one second. I wanted to share some slides with you all. Okay, and this is my presentation to you. I'm going to make it large so that I too can see it. Okay, so let's talk about the importance of life insurance, right? What does it provide? So, life insurance provides financial security and a peace of mind for the ones that we love and care about. So, it's put in place not only to take care of our final expenses, meaning our final costs for our burial costs, but it's also in place to be able to protect the family that we love and care about. I have four grandchildren, and one of the things that I want upon my passing is to be able to have something for them in place so that they could use it to invest in maybe their college education or what have you, just something in place for them. I want to also make sure that my children are taken care of. I have 4 children, and I want to make sure that I have something in place for them as well, in addition to my husband. So when if God forbids that I pass first, I just want to make sure that not only are my funeral expenses covered, but also that my family is taken care of so that they can continue life at the same quality or better than it was when before I passed on. And that is why we all should really take a closer look at the importance of having life insurance, because you too, I know, care about your family and you want the best for them. You want to make sure that they too are properly protected. So, who am I? I am Angela Jackson. I am a risk advisor specialist. I help protect families and their assets and their future. And I protect them with various insurance policies. We have mortgage protection policies, we have financial expense policies. There's policies to be put in place for disability or critical illness, as well as retirement. We have debt-free life. So it's important, especially in this season of uncertainty, that we have a debt-free life. So we have programs in place where you can begin to lower your expenses and increase your ability to have financial fluidity. So you want to make sure that everything is in place. Disability and critical illness is very critical, a very critical type of insurance, because no one knows if and when any of these type of things will happen. But it's always good to have a peace of mind knowing that you have something in place that should one of these unfortunate events take place, that you'll be able to afford the bills that come with it, because the bills that come with it are pretty hefty, right? You become disabled and you're not able to work. Okay, your bills are still going to come every month, and so you want to have the ability to be able to take care of these bills. And what a great way to do it, by incorporating disability and critical illness insurance amongst other insurances. And, I'm available to talk to you about it if you are interested in knowing more information. Okay, so now, did you know that the Center for Disease Control stated that by the end of 2020, there was about 350,831 COVID related deaths during that time? During that time, over 150,000 campaigns were started between the months of March and August 2020 alone. That doesn't even include the rest of the months of the year. So, can you imagine how many people were passed on during that time of a pandemic, and they were not properly protected? So, not only did they leave the gaping wound of a loss in the hearts of their families, they left this great, expensive debt for them to figure out. And I don't know about you, but I know that I love my loved ones too much to leave them with not only the pain of not having me, but the pain of having to worry about how they were going to bury me and how would their quality of life be affected after my passing. So I want to ask you a question. Are you prepared for another national disaster? Or are you prepared for uncertain times, whether personally or nationally? We don't know what's going to come of the future. But what we do get to do is to make decisions today concerning it, so that we can do everything within our power to ensure that we are protected. And so are our families. One thing is for certain, but I'm going to give you 2 things. Okay, so we know that we all will die one day. We are born to die. So that is one thing for certain, is that we are going to die. We don't know when that time will be, nor do we know how it will be. What we have the opportunity to do is to decide what that will look like. And having insurance is the opportunity that you have to be able to decide how things will go in your absence, how your family will be able to cover their expenses because their life will continue. So you want to ensure that they are properly protected in your absence. Using life insurance as a vehicle to do that is a sure way to secure that future. So, my question to you is, do you have a plan in place to properly protect your family and your future? The time, people, to choose is now. You cannot make any choices after death. After death is too late. It's too late. The time to choose is now. Okay. So, what will the quality of life be like for your family after your loss? What would that look like? What would that look like? Many of us have children, and we all, as parents, especially as moms, we want the best for our babies. We want to protect them. We want to make sure that they're well taken care of. What a tragedy it would be for something tragic to happen and we leave our children behind and we don't have anything in place to protect them. We have to take serious the future of our babies, the future of our families, the future of the people that we love and care about. One of the things that I'm excited about is that I have an opportunity not only to help families, but to help so many families that have a lot of illnesses and a lot of families who are counted out because of things that are taking place in their life. I got really frustrated at a point in time because, my husband, he was with his job for over 25 years, great job, great benefits. And through his job, he had life insurance. And many of you have life insurance through your jobs, and that's great. But I always suggest to my clients to get additional coverage because the life insurance policy don't belong to you. And we learned this the hard way. So during the time that he was working his job, he had been there for over 25 years. The job itself dissolved. Um, During that time, like I said, he had a policy with them. But when the job dissolved, so did the policy. So, what were we going to do at this time? Because while he was working at that job, he developed diabetes. And so, after the job dissolved, we had to go and find insurance for him. It was difficult. It was very difficult trying to find not only a policy for him, but an affordable policy. A policy that the premium wasn't like a car note. And many of the insurance companies denied him altogether. And that was hurtful. So when I became a life insurance agent, I was blessed to be able to partner with various insurance companies where not only do they offer insurance for all kinds of people, they also offer insurance for people who may have diabetes. They offer insurance for people who may have cancer, for other chronic illnesses and diseases. And so I was elated when I was able to do that because that was a burden for our family. My husband being the financial breadwinner of the family, you know, should he pass on before me, that would have been a huge burden for me and for my family. And so we were able to secure life insurance for him, not only to protect him, but to also protect our future in his absence should he precede us in death. So that is a great thing to have for families who have those types of chronic illnesses and diseases as well. So there are various types of life insurance, and I'm just going to go over a few. The most common one is term life insurance. This type of insurance is the most affordable insurance. One of the things that a lot of people need to know, though, is that term life insurance is just that it's for a short term. And while it is affordable, it has no cash value benefits. So during the life of the term, you are covered, but at the expiration of that term, you have to renew. During that renewal, your age is taken into consideration, which is what is used to determine what your premium will be. So every year that you get older, the cost for life insurance is going to increase. That is something to definitely keep in mind. So I always like to say to my young people, while you are young, get term life insurance. Get some type of life insurance that is going to cover you while you are young so that you don't have to worry about the large amounts of premiums that are required as you get older. Get something in place, lock it in, secure yourself those money, those that assurance. We also have term life insurance with cashback option, meaning that at the expiration of that policy, of that term insurance, you will get all of the premiums back that you put into the policy. So if you have term insurance for 25 years, right? At the end of that 25 years, you will get all of the premiums back that you put into that policy. So you will get a lump sum of the premiums that you invested into that policy. You'll be able to take that lump sum and invest it into what is called a whole life policy or a universal life policy or any type of annuity type of policy. And so that's the benefit of some of the life term options. So there's basic term, and then there are terms with cash back options that are available. There's also universal life insurance. This is like a retirement solution. So, in addition to your 401ks, your IRAs, this will be a great option as well to secure your financial future after retirement. We also have various options for whole life insurance. There are so many options, too many to name right now. One of the ones that are very appealing to our seniors are called final expense. These are whole life insurance policies that are available to our seniors at a very affordable rate. And I just love being able to offer this option for our seniors. And they're able to qualify, many of them, for these type of policies, even with illnesses, disorders, and diseases. We also offer mortgage protection. So one of our greatest expenses in life is our mortgage. And if we have a family, especially, we want to make sure that our family is able to continue to live in the house that they know that they've lived in, and that they're able to take care of that mortgage because it's going to come every month, whether there's been a death in the family or not. So being able to secure our home is one of the biggest expenses for families, and we have programs or insurance policies in place to make sure that that is taken care of. There's also critical illness and disability insurance. Now, some jobs do offer the critical illness and disability insurance, but again, I always suggest to my clients that they get additional insurance to cover them, meaning that the insurance with the jobs don't belong to you. You have no control over them. You have no say. If you leave the job, then you don't get to take the insurance with you. And it may come also with a cap. Whereas if you own the policy, you get to determine how much of the face value you need based on your circumstances. So those are those types of insurances that are available as well. We also have the Smart Start Children's Savings and Children's Insurance Coverage. Whole life policy for kids is the way to go. What happens is as they get older, you're able to transfer that policy right on with your children, and the premiums don't change, nor does the face value. Once you're locked in, you're locked in. A lot of times, we as parents, what we'll do is we'll add our children as a term rider. And while that is fine, and I do encourage that, I also encourage my clients to get a small whole life policy on their children. You can get one pennies on the dollar when they're very, very young. And even as they get a little older, you still can get one that's pretty affordable. So I do recommend those policies as well for our children and for our grandchildren. There are some insurance riders. So, what a rider is a policy that is attached to the basis of the basic policy. So, you have your initial policy, and then you have these attachments that come along with the policy. Some are automatic riders. So there are some whole life policies that have automatic riders. Also, there are some term policies as well that come with automatic riders that do not require an additional cost on your part. But there are also some riders that you can add as an additional coverage to your policy, some of which are the critical illness and disability. We have the children's term rider. We also have accidental death benefit rider. That is, if you are in an accident of any sort. So, with this type of benefit, typically, if you are in a car accident, you will get double the face value of that policy. So you'll have double the face value in coverage with this type of policy. There's disability income. If you become disabled and are unable to work, this is a rider that I would recommend for any working person, especially those of us who are self-employed. Self-employed people definitely need disability insurance because we don't work, we don't get paid. As a cosmetologist, and I still am, for over 30 years. And sicknesses come, temporary sicknesses and things. I remember I had to have a medical procedure and I was out of work for about 6 weeks. So, again, in that type of job, no work, no pay. Disability insurance became a product that I could use to be able to take care of my expenses during my time of recovery. That is an option that we definitely want to include when we work for ourselves. Or even if you don't, but especially when we work for ourselves. There's involuntary unemployment waiver of premium rider. So let's say if we become unemployed, um, not quit our job, but just happen to become unemployed for any reason. There's a waiver of premium rider that you can put into place so that if that happens to happen, your premiums continue to get paid um, while you're unemployed during that time, and you don't have to worry about a lapse in policy. That is something we want to avoid. I always recommend this option to my clients as well because life happens. And we don't always get to control what happens in life. But what we can do is to put things in place so that should it happen, we're covered. There's also the income term rider. Okay, this is something that also can replace income should there become any issues. And then, as I discussed before, the cashback option. So there are some term policies that offer the cashback option, and that is when your term policy expires, you are given back all of the premiums paid in that policy. There are some whole life policies that have a savings account in place in that you're able to borrow from that savings account accumulation and it not affect the face value of your insurance policy. That is an excellent option to have. You can borrow against yourself to cover costs that are, unexpected automobile costs. Those are always costs that come up. Just any type of unexpected costs or any type of large purchases that you want. If you're starting a business and you just need startup capital, you can borrow from the savings account of that whole life insurance policy and fund your own business and repay back your bank account. That is your bank account to do. And you can do it without penalty and without taxes. So you don't have to pay taxes on it. And then we have the mortgage protection insurance. This is something that I require or I recommend for my homeowners to protect your mortgage in an event that life happens and you want to make sure that you're able to stay in your house. Mortgage protection insurance is definitely an option. Did you know that there is an insurance policy available for anyone regardless of age or pre-existing conditions? That is what I was talking about before. There are so many policies available, and unfortunately, when you don't know, you just don't know. But I've been blessed with the opportunity to have the knowledge, and the knowledge that I have, I am so ready and willing to share with other people because everyone needs to be covered. Everyone needs to have this type of insurance in place. And you shouldn't be penalized because, life happened to you. You shouldn't be penalized because you got ill. We don't live our lives looking to get ill. But again, things happen. And when they happen, what a good way to have a peace of mind than to know that you have an insurance policy in place that is going to keep things going for you, taking care of your expenses, and you can continue life as you knew it before. And excuse the misspelled word children. I'm looking at it. Error on my part. I can spell. That's just a grammatical error. Excuse me. Um, so insurance can be covered on anyone who have an insurable interest in you. So I can get coverage on my mom if I like. When my grandparents were alive, I could have gotten insurance on them. Any of my relatives, my children, my grandchildren, as a business. So if I have someone who is a key holder, someone who helps to keep the business going, the operations of the business going, I can get an insurance policy on that person so that should something happens, it allows me the funding that I need to be able to go out and look for someone else to replace the loss of that person who kept the business going for me. So key holders, there's a key holders insurance policy that is available for business owners as well. Many people have life insurance with their employers who happens to own the policy, which means that they control it. So, what you don't know or may not know is that when you have life insurance through your employer, you don't get to control it. You don't get to control any of it. It is a group life insurance policy with that organization, and we get to buy into it, but we don't get to take it with us. So, if you were to leave the company, you leave that policy behind. So, let's say if they fired you, right? If you were terminated from your position, what happens with that life insurance policy? It's as if it never existed, right? Let's say you resign from the company, okay? You lose coverage also. Now, you do have the opportunity to convert that policy into a individual whole life insurance policy. But when I tell you that the monthly premiums on that thing is expensive, it is not an understatement. It is thoroughly expensive and just not well worth it. So it's best just to get your own policy in addition to the policies that you have with your company or corporation or with your employer. Once your policy is secured and in place, your rates never change. That means that your premiums are locked in. Your benefits are secured as long as you continue making the monthly premium. So that is a great thing that we can rest assured with is that no matter what, as long as that policy is in place and our premiums are met, we have the assurance in knowing that that premium don't change. But you know what will change? The cost of burial. They keep rising. The cost to bury loved ones keep rising because it rises with, the years. Inflation keeps going up. But once you're locked in, you're locked in. The rates are locked in. And you don't have to worry about what's happening with inflation. You don't have to worry about the cost increasing because you have the coverage to cover it. And that is the peace of mind that we want. Okay, so help me help you. As we come to the conclusion of this mini training, I want you to help me to help you. You don't have to go with me, you really don't. But what I will tell you is that I am a person of integrity. And I care about people and I want to do what's best for you and your family. And I'm going to share with you whatever it is that I know. I'm going to hear you out and I'm going to search for the best insurance policy for you and your family, for your budget and for your needs. I will not oversell insurance and I do not desire to undersell. I desire to meet you at the needs that you need at that time and moment and for whatever it is that you desire. And so, what I would like for you to do is to send me an email. So, for everyone who is interested, I have a free PDF for you to download that will give you all the deets on what is needed in order to get things in properly in place. So all of the financials that you'll need for your to leave for your loved ones, all the information that your loved ones will need in order to have a seamless transitional period to get your funeral going and to just make sure that things are in place. I have a free PDF for you. So if you're interested in getting that, just so that you can have a peace of mind and to know what to get in place, how to get it in place, email me at legacyinheritance@gmail.com. When you send me that email, just type in the subject line, opt in, and then in the message in the body, tell me exactly what you are looking for. So if you are looking for to get on my schedule, type that in the body. I want to get in the schedule. I want to get an appointment. If you're looking for the free PDF, type that in the body. Please send me the free PDF. Once I get that email from you, I will then send you the information that you are requesting. If you want to notate the Calendly scheduling link is here at the bottom. If you're interested in booking a free 30-minute consultation with me, you can go to https um, calendly.com legacy inheritance 30 minutes. That will get you to my calendar so that we can schedule a one-on-one appointment just to see what your needs are. This is just a needs assessment appointment. And what will happen after that appointment is that we'll have a conversation and I will hear your concerns. You will tell me what your needs are. We could even do a financial assessment. So we can create a financial assessment. I can also give you that form as well. So if you all are interested in a financial assessment form, you could also include that in the body of the Gmail as well. And I can get that over to you for free as well, so that you can at least have a visual of where you are versus where you want to be and to know what your needs assessments are. So I could send that over to you as well. Okay, so that concludes our presentation. Oh, and again, another thing is that if you want a free phone call with me, that's my number there. It's 833-764-3634. So I appreciate you all tuning in to me on this day. It has been a pleasure sharing this information with you. I am always thrilled to be able to share any wisdom or knowledge that I have with people. Because if you don't know, you don't know. And, God says that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. So if I can offer that knowledge to you, I am more than happy to do so. And again, please contact me if you are interested, if you want that PDF. You can email me at legacyinheritance@gmail.com. Let me see something. I'm here playing with stuff, y'all. Hold up. Trying to see how I can no, that's not right. Trying to see how if I could type in. No, that's not what I want to do. Nope. Anyway, I don't know. I'm learning all this tech stuff, y'all. I was trying to see how to type in my contact information. Okay. All right. So let me just put up the last screen again. Let me do that. Okay. So again, if you are interested in the PDF for the Getting Your Finances in Order, please email me at legacyinheritance@gmail.com. You can also send me an email if you're interested in a one-on-one free consultation. And we can also do a financial needs analysis, and I could also submit to you a free PDF of that as well. Just send the request to my email, guys. And then you can also go to my Calendly link and schedule directly from there as well. So again, thank you all for tuning in. I look forward to speaking with some of you soon. And as always, have a blessed and wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Bye.